Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. Today we are creating a trip app. I want to create like a travel trip holiday app, and what we are going to do is to just start out directly by creating a rough wireframe of the design. So let's go for an artboard. The iPhone 7 one will probably fit our needs, and I would like to have a top bar right here where we have the status bar and anything else like the header, title, menu icon and so on. So let's just keep it in a gray color. The next thing that I would like to do is to display like something like a sub navigation. So I just copy this layer right here, paste it below it. I change the height a little bit, and I can also change the color so we have some separation right there. Now let's make it 45 pixels in a height. And then I would like to add content elements. I'm again just copying the content, the element that we have already created, just like that. And the next thing that I would like to do is to copy it again, because it's our content element. And I would like, of course, to change the color so we can see some differences right there. That is going to be the image that we are going to work with. So it will be positioned right there. And below it we will display a text and probably a price, just like that. So it's a simple image card basically. And I could say simply we create a symbol out of that. But of course the content, the image basically should be different to each other, so we just copy it. But let me get this straight. This is the top area, this is the content area, and we can copy the content area, and we simply use the value right there on the right to place it just below the first one. Just like that, super easy. And what I would like to do is also to give this a bottom tab bar, which we have right there. I copy and paste it, and we click this icon and just paste it at the bottom. So this is our rough prototype, or basically the rough wireframe, or whatever you want to call it. And we are going to fill in content and colors from now on. And we are going for a blue color scheme. So of course it's about holidays, it should look nice, professional of course as well, and that's why we are changing the colors to really look nice and professional. Just like that. I think we could also give this a background color, something like that, and I would like to change the cards to a white filling, as well as this one. Maybe you have to darken the background just a little bit, like that. And the bottom bar should also get a color, but I would like to just create a background blur, so we will see how that looks. Can also already pop that in, just like that, 20 pixels. And we will see later on what we are doing right there. So I think we have to also change the color or the opacity to get the blur effect, but we are going to do this after we created the content. So let's also group this up, bottom. And what we are going to do now is to use images from a cool website called Graphics. They said, hey Max, would you just like to show our website to your crowd, to your community, and give them a special deal? And I would like to do that, of course. So you can go to graphicsdoc.com/holidays, and this will mean you get $50 off of a 1-year annual price. Now, in a lot of websites where you get stock images, you have to pay per image, and this is very expensive. But here you get a license of 1 year for $50 off, and this will mean that you are actually able to download all of their images, all of their illustrations and vectors fully free, or basically not free, but for this actual price, but not per image, but you have this flat fee. And this is kind of great, you know. I already downloaded 3 images that we are going to use for today's app. They are right here, and I'm going to show you some of the aspects of the site. Now you can of course explore it, look at your downloads, your past downloads, go into your project folders and some other stuff. And this is really easy and intuitive. Simply create a new folder. In my case, I'm calling this trip. Save the new folder, and it's right here. You don't have to refresh this page right now. You can simply add the image to a folder. Trip is already pre-selected. Save it up. Same we're going to do with the other 2 images. And actually, it's kind of easy. You could also just create a new folder right here. So we have just saved them in our project folder, and it's amazing. Searching for these images wasn't really taking a lot of time because they have more than 300,000 graphics, photos and vectors, and it's actually quite amazing. You have a really large unlimited download library, and we are already in Sketch again. Now with these photos right here, I said I downloaded them from Graphics.doc, and we are just using them. The actual fee of Graphics.doc is $99, and as I said, you are getting it $50 off, so $49 is your price. Kind of amazing. What we're going to do now is to actually just open up both of these folders with the rectangles that we already have, and I want to use them as masks. So select and use them as a mask, and simply what we are going to do now is to drag in our first image. When working with images in Sketch, it can be kind of hard because Sketch is sometimes very lazy. So we have to see how long we have to wait to get the photo loaded. Now we have placed it into our file, just like that, and we can make it smaller, about like that, and then we just place it in the right position. Just like that. For some reason we don't have a top bar right now. Did I do something wrong with that? Not really sure. Okay. There it is again. I just copied and pasted at the top. And let's drag in the second image. Loading takes just a second. There we have it. Change the height again. And drag it to the correct position. Just like that. Can make it a little bit smaller. And there we have the image. Of course, as I said, I want to add some text, so we have to create a new text layer right there. Going for a gray color or black color, and we are using Helvetica. I still enjoy the font actually, even though it's not the standard font anymore. But for our design right here, it's just fine. And we say this is a 5-star pool hotel all ink. something like that. Let's also change the size and make it bigger. We can change the font weight and change it to a little more elegant font weight. Oops. Like that. There we have our first title. Now we are going to just copy the title and drag it down to our second item, just like that. And of course, as I said, we are going to create a background blur. We already did it right here. And then I guess you have to change the filling, but sometimes, yeah, you see we have the background blur not enabled, and if I make it bigger like that, you see that it's actually enabled. Just like that, super easy. What I would also like to do is to add a little button where you have a call to action like purchase or buy or something like that. So simply hit U to create a new rounded button, just like that. And I would like to change the color to maybe an orange. That could look kind of nice, just like this. And we are placing a text inside this button and say book. You want to book this this vacation trip, and it's just easy as that. Change the font weight to something bigger so it's really nice and visible to your user. Like that. Let's change the border radius a little bit. And now it's actually a button. Group it up, call it button, and I'm placing it, copying and pasting it to the second item. So it's not really visible at the moment. Sometimes, I don't know if it's just a problem of the Sketch version or if I am doing something wrong. Yeah, of course, I really sorry, I had to replace the order of the buttons. It's not Sketch fault, it's my fault, so never mind. We have the button right there in place. And of course, what we still need is to get some elements in our top menu, and in our the status bar we have to place into the top area, and we need some icons for the tab bar. So what we're going to do is to jump into this folder. We are going new from template, and I want an iOS UI design. Open it up. And then simply grab one of these status bars. I'm going for the white one because we have a kind of dark background color. So we have it just right there. And we can add a menu icon. We could also simply give this a title. I call this trips. We could go for a more elegant font like this one and make it bigger, maybe not that big, like that. Below this trips, I would like to display some kind of filter possibilities for the user. So we hit T to create a new text layer. I'm going to choose Helvetic Neue again. And I would like to display all. Then For example, we could say we want to display discounts or discounted, to have some offers, or we could also call this offers, like that. Copy one of them again and drag it over to the right. And we could also say favorites. Just like that. And maybe let's go for a last one. Like that. And the last one will be Lux. So yeah, or luxury. Maybe you have like luxury apartments or vacation trips and you want to have, offer them to one of your users, then you can simply do it by just using it. Now, I would of course like to just give them a correct order in our layer panel, and of course they should be positioned in about the right space. We're going to do this kind of roughly right now, but of course if you do it for your clients, please work with grids and so on. But for the purpose of this tutorial, it's just fine aligning them, eyeballing them basically. And this is a rough prototype. What we are going to fill in, of course, is to give this some icons right here. I'm going to open my material design icons, which are also linked down in the description of this video. There's also the link actually to get the graphics stock discount, so check that out. Maybe let's jump directly to favorites. Right here. Paste these icons. We can give the user the ability to jump to his or her account. Then we need something like settings. Right there. And let's go for a last one, which will be maybe could also say bookmark, but favorite is probably about the same. Maybe something like this. Maybe you have your ticket in this bag that we are going to paste. Just like that. Now group them up. I call them icons, or you could also call them buttons or whatever you want. Let's place them in there. And let's give all of them a height of 25 pixels. The color should actually be white. Like that. You can close this in the background. Let's also close up our browser. And what we're going to do now is to give them a correct order. Maybe the bag will be on the right side. Settings as well, like this. The user is the first icon and the second one is the heart. So the favorites. As I said, I'm trying to just align this using my eyes, but I recommend you doing some working with grids. I also did tutorials on working with grids actually, so if you would like to see how you can work with grids, you should definitely check that out. Let's make some fine alignments right there. I don't like the size of the font, so let's make it smaller, just like that. and I think the buttons also look kind of big, so let's try to change the size of them. Select the group, and you can actually work like this. Sometimes it's kind of hard to work with text layers in Sketch. Oops. But I think you get what I'm just trying to tell you. Book just like this. I think it was just the font size that looked kind of big. But when we go and change it to 16 pixels, it actually looks kind of nice. Like that. So we have a beautiful basic flat layout for a trip app. Of course, you could also add a menu icon over here or something else on the right side, like a search magnifying icon. But this is basically today's tutorial. Check out Graphic Thanks to them for supporting me and supporting you with the huge discount. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial working with wireframes and filling them in with actual content, plus working with background blur, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you guys for your time, enjoy your week, and we see us on Wednesday or on Monday with another video. Bye!